Good morning. Welcome to TERRA at Home. We are talking everything Halloween to open up the show today. I'm here with Sharon from Stardust, costumes and dance wear, and you have a store that's just full of all kinds of great things. So you've been in business a long time, and you have a lot of great things. Tell us about what are some of the things that you carry.
Okay, well, half of the store is dancewear. So if you need ballet shoes, whether you're 2 years old or 82 years old, we've got ballet shoes, all that kind of thing.
Yes.
And then we also have costumes too, so it's half and half.
Yeah, so and again, really a lot of people in the dance world will know people with children that have been going there for years to get their kids outfitted along the way for all of their shoes and their costumes and everything. So to transition from that, you have, again, seasonal apparel as well, of course, which brings us to Halloween, which is why you're dressed like a pirate lady today. So much fun.
Yes,
Love your costume. But some really great costume ideas. And I think first off the top, what are we seeing as some of the trends for Halloween this year for people, you know, last minute shoppers? I got to find a Halloween costume. What are you seeing out there right now? Obviously pirates, for sure.
Pirates,
still big.
yeah. That started back with the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Everybody wanted to look like Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
But pirates all year round, and for Halloween, so that's why it came like a pirate.
I like that.
So we have them for adults and kids. The other thing, we won't talk about the biggest thing right now for a minute, I guess, right?
Yeah, we'll get there in a second.
Yeah. Zombies are really big.
Yes.
Always have been. 9-year-old boys love to be zombies.
You know what I think is great about
adults.
zombies for kids and for adults is that it's easy to do because you can buy some parts of costume. You can use a lot of what you have at home. You can buy some makeup from your store. You get some tips from you guys, and you can create a zombie costume. You can just go a little wild, right? There's really no particular mold for being a zombie. There's just, you know, the elements of basically kind of looking dead, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
that always works out perfectly for Halloween. So that makes it fun, right? And be creative.
Nice and easy. Just, you know, shred a couple of old things, spill on a little bit of fake blood. Easy to do.
Exactly, exactly, and just make yourself look really tired and kind of weathered and slightly dehydrated, right?
And there is that big zombie walk in Toronto, which gets bigger and bigger every year for adults and kids.
Yes, and that's on today, right? And the fun part is that I was downtown in Toronto for the zombie walk once. It is unbelievable. It's very, very creepy, and of course, just before the sun goes down, it finally starts to wrap up, right? Because they do it in the day, so you don't, you know, get that scared. But you'll be walking in and out of stores, and zombies are coming in and out. Make sure you check yourself a little bit. It's like they're buying hot dogs at the street vendor, and it's everywhere. And as you say, it's children and adults, and it's a fun thing to do, and it's fun to be in costume. It's fun to do this, and more adults are kind of coming back and revisiting Halloween again and having fun with the kids too, right?
Well, you know the trend we've seen the last couple of years, especially, the adults are getting all dressed up to go around trick-or-treating with their kids.
Yes, and I love that.
Which is cool. Yeah,
My
really
son
cool.
loves it. He has his costume plan, and then he tells me exactly who I'm going to be and what I'm going to be. You know, so it really is. It's great for the kids, and it helps just kind of fill out the holiday and make it more fun, right?
Right.
Okay, so we were kind of alluding to the top trend that we're seeing, particularly for children this year, and it is
crazy.
It is
inspired
crazy.
by the movie Frozen. Everybody's loving Frozen, from little tiny ones to teenagers to adults.
Yes, boys and girls alike.
Oh, exactly.
Right, because Disney is really good at the way they do their movies, where they make it very appealing to, as you say, children and to adults, male and female. So everybody wants to be in on it. So you have these Disney-inspired outfits particularly for Frozen, and so it's all about being the ice princess, or you know, that cold icy kind of,
or you can be the little snowman or the prince.
Yes, which is what my son wants to be, is the prince.
So I'm sure you're going to see more of that coming door to door than any other costume.
Yeah, you see a lot of it.
So we have a couple here today.
Okay,
I don't know if you wanted
let's
to
see
them.
some.
Now, they will be all over the place. These happen to have been made by a grandmother who's a wonderful sewer. And her granddaughters really wanted to be both the princesses. So this is one. You'll be seeing versions of this.
I'll turn this around. Look at that. Oh my, that is beautiful. And that's what's wonderful about these costumes. They're, you know, they're very detailed, and they're not just, you know, out of a package. We're talking like there is some, it's beautiful. These are the kind of ones you want to keep, right? You keep your kids' costumes and show them down the road, right? Very beautiful little costume.
Okay, and then this is the other princess.
Oh.
for her little bit younger granddaughter.
Right. Look
yeah.
at that. And
So-
again, all that, just the braiding detail. And it's all about detail, and that's what sort of makes you different and stand out from the rest of the ice princesses that are going to be showing up to the doorway, right?
Right. No, we have a few of those also.
Sure,
but it's
exactly.
nice to
Oh,
have
and I'm
this.
knocking over our letters, so I'll just put that back up because it's all about Halloween right now. Okay, and to transition to boys as well, lots of
Right.
superheroes. And boys, you could go back to the 60s and kids wanted to dress up as Spider-Man, right? And Batman and Superman and all that. So it's really nice to see that these costumes still exist, and these are great for parents because easy, done, kids just love it, throw it on. And generally, it seems to be kind of chilly on Halloween, keeps you warm, right?
Right.
These are cute.
And they play dress up in them the rest of the year after Halloween is
Oh,
over.
you're right. Actually,
Yeah.
that's so true. Kids often you'll see little girls shopping with their moms and dads at the grocery store in these, and little boys running around in these. Now, to transition from superheroes, let's bring in our models right now, and we can get a good idea of transitioning into adult costumes, as we alluded to before. Some really great adult costume ideas.
Superhero.
We have our superhero. That's very nice. Ode to Wonder Woman there. I love it.
Very glamorous to wear to a house party or a
Yes.
dance at a club.
Yes, exactly. And that's the great part is that, again, we're seeing a lot of people having adult Halloween parties, and you want to have a costume that you can still look kind of cute and sassy, but without being over the top and out of control, keeping things covered in the right places. And the flapper girls, wow. Love it.
Yeah, the 20s are always popular, even through the year
Really?
and at Halloween. How to look glamorous, right? And then the
Yes.
Great Gatsby movie just came back out, so
Right. So,
Great
and again, it's
20s
amazing
stuff.
how a lot of the costumes are very much influenced by the movies that are out. So again, as you alluded to, Pirates of the Caribbean, how people have just, because there are so many movies, people are just so attached to that world. But I think when it comes to adult costumes, guys have a different opinion than the females when you're looking at costumes. Guys will just wear whatever and go like out of control and just look crazy. Girls want to look, again, generally. Sort of feminine and pretty, but they want it to look like a costume. It's not something that they wear every day, right?
well, what's good about the Roaring 20s is that the women usually come into the store and they want to look like this, right?
Yeah.
So once they find something they like, then the hubby is obligated to tag along, which is okay because
Yes.
they can look like Al Capone, any of the gangsters,
Yeah.
pinstripe suits, or look like the Great Gatsby. So then they're
Great
kind
idea.
of more willing to get dressed up too.
I love that. Well, you brought us some really great ideas here today, and of course, Stardust is located in Burlington. People can go by, and again, there's still time. Halloween's about a week away, so you gotta get on it. But some great inspired costumes, and of course, you can give great ideas for people as well. And some makeup techniques. All right, very good. Thanks, ladies.
Okay,
All right,
thank
we'll be
you.
back with more Terra at home after this. When I dream in color. When I think of color, I think of Terra. Make your dreams come true at TERRA, where color lives.
Heritage Perennials. Look for us in the blue pots.
Good morning, welcome back to TERRA at Home. We're back with Dave Maciulis from Natural Landscape Magazine in another beautiful area. You keep bringing us to these awesome little spots. And we want to talk today a little about, again, always about creating that beautiful outdoor space, enjoying the space that we have while we can.
Yep.
So focusing a little bit more on an actual solid permanent structure.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about this.
Well, I was approached by the clients that wanted to have that experience of an outdoor living room, and but obviously we're sitting in the sense of a heavily treed lot.
Yes.
And as you know, our friendly feathered friends can come flying by when you're sitting out and enjoying some conversation, and
Bringing a little good luck.
a little present falls on your shoulder. So
Yeah.
in this case, we have a very simple 4-post covered roof over the outdoor living room. And the elements of being in that natural setting, the trees and the rocks, as you can see, there's a lot of big pieces of oversized flagstone to kind of maintain that natural feel. And the element of having in their living room their hot tub. So although we don't have that inside the house, but again, the extension of indoors coming out, the outdoor living room, covered area for conversation, covered area if you want to relax in the hot tub. So rain or shine, you've got it all.
Yeah, as you said, so instead of individually covering just elements of your backyard, by making it a bigger cover, you have people, again, as you say, sitting in one space, and then having and conversing with the people sitting in the hot tub.
Yep.
And so everyone can kind of be under that roof. And as you see, even if it's a torrential downpour, you can all kind of be cozy underneath there and,
exactly.
use your outdoor space still.
Yes, exactly. Well, and then even adding a very simple element of heat, you know, bringing in an outdoor heater. So the extension of, you know, how many people complain, oh, we only get 4 months out of the year in Canada, and I've always strived to try and make that 8, 10, can I push it to 10 or 11 months?
Wow.
And in doing so, bring out an outdoor heater element and being covered, so you're covered from the weathered elements and even the light snowfall. So in the hot tub during the winter time, it becomes very comfortable out there.
And that's the amazing thing. By nowadays, you're seeing a lot more, you know, fire pits, and you are seeing, again, those outdoor heaters that it really, as you say, it just takes that edge off sometimes, enough to just allow you, even if you have to put on a sweater or whatever, and to go outside and use that space. And even if the weather isn't that great,
Yeah.
it's so nice to be outside, and that's the part that we miss
Yeah.
during the winter.
That's right.
Is fresh air again. Sometimes people, if you're not active, you don't snowboard or ski, or that, you often just hunker down in your house, and you wish that you can't wait for spring for that backyard to be open again. But you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
That's what your whole message is really trying to extend.
Yeah, that's always been the challenge that I've taken on, is to help people enjoy this outdoor investment for as long as they can in our Canadian winter.
So instead of, so basically, when you're looking at a permanent structure like this, some people would say, but is that possible for me? Is that attainable? Is it something that I could really even afford, versus the ones that you can just, you know, buy and kind of pop up? Is it attainable for the average person?
Yeah, actually it is, because in this particular case, we're really dealing with a simple 4-post structure with a roof line that just matches the house, or the shingles, when you see the connection.
Yeah.
And yes, we've had some clients come in and say they want these massive, grandiose pavilions with outdoor kitchens, and maybe 3 of the walls are covered and have an outdoor fireplace. But really to keep it within acceptable financial reach. Although I've actually seen some excellent pop-ups, or as we'll call them, steel frame structure with umbrella canvas material,
Yes.
which is great to do for an outdoor covered dining area or covered living room. But in this sense, for a sense of permanency, and then just wanting a bit of that wood element, so covered in cedar. So really what we have here is a pressure-treated frame structure wrapped with cedar. They went even to the extent of finishing the interior roof line with sort of a cedar board on board to make it look like you know, tongue and groove type of floor.
Right.
And so that you're adding a little bit more to the cost, but you don't have to.
Right.
Some people like to see the structure of the joist and the beams. It gives that barn type of look. So there's so many different options that I give my clients, and I actually show them what they can achieve even before it even happens. So even through our 3D imaging. But in this particular instance, this is what they wanted in a natural setting, covered living room, and they got it all. Yeah.
And that's the thing, right? A lot of times when you are in a natural setting like this, you would rather have something that is more natural to, you know, to its surroundings. It's wood.
Yeah. Yes.
So versus having a giant metal structure.
That's right.
People want it to kind of blend into the environment and age with the environment, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So when you are building something like this, you also don't need to tend to it as the seasons change, as the snow does. It's going to be strong and durable, and it's going to put up with harsh winters even.
That's right. Yeah. Well, cedar actually, even untreated, has such a high tarpon level in it. It's its own preservative, so it lasts longer. But yeah, you could stain the wood and give it a little bit more of a luster or feel to its natural grains, or color stains if you're wanting to color match closer to the house. But in this particular instance, it's natural cedar, and it's weathering quite nicely. And yeah.
And I think that's the great part, is we're starting to see more and more people sort of really wanting to spend that time outdoors. And regardless of how large your property is and how much money you have, you can do it.
Yeah.
There are all different levels that you can sort of entry points to, again, just fancy, go crazy, right? Go bananas. But everybody deserves to have a little space wherever it is. And it's amazing what you guys can do in the tiniest little space in this cozy little backyard. It is unreal what you as a designer can go in, and your mind just must go wild.
Well, you know what? I actually like the smaller properties. They have some of the most amazing challenges of space, and so when you kind of succeed that, it's like great. Larger properties, you've got this open palette. You're not really limited, but again, sometimes larger spaces can be challenging because you want to use the space well and connect and flow from point to point. And in this particular yard, we were able to achieve that.
Now, we were talking about how, having the natural flagstone and really natural. Is that sort of the trend that we're seeing right now with people, or is it kind of a mix? Is it some people still really like those modern elements and really, where it's completely opposite of what, the natural surroundings?
Yeah, I would say kind of the birth of where I started things, it was all about natural woodland settings, because most of the properties that wanted the landscaping, they were backyard to treed lots and ravines. So I was drawing the natural environment into the yard. But through the evolution of urbanization, and houses are getting bigger and lots are getting smaller, there's a real trend in a contemporary modern feel in structure and in form. But people want that lush, the plant backdrop that we have right now in this setting, it really suits that natural appeal with the natural rock and the oversized flagstone. But I can use these exact same plants in a contemporary setting to create structure, but it creates this lush, soft, and warm feeling as a backdrop. So I actually try to get inside our clients' heads to understand what their needs are, what their likes are, and the first tattletale sign is walking right in their own home.
I was just going to say that.
You walk into their home and you can actually see their personality. And so it's important to me not to impose my personality because I don't live here. It's to ask them, what do they feel? What gives them solace? What gives them comfort? What is the feeling that they want to see extended from inside to outside?
Generally, their tastes are quite
very consistent from inside to outside.
Just like a lot of times, interior decorators will often look at what you're wearing as what they want to do with the inside of your house, your color palette, and how you dress.
Exactly.
Right? So, interesting stuff. All right, we always love meeting with you and hanging out.
Thanks for having me.
Maciulis from Natural Landscape Magazine. We'll be back with more Terra at Home. When I dream in color. When I think of color, I think of Terra. Make your dreams come true at Terra, where color lives.
You've sat under them and built forts in them. You've swung from them and fell out of them. You've even fallen in love under them. Trees have always held a special place in our hearts and memories. A natural beauty, trees will grow with you and your family and bring color and nature into your world. For your assurance of quality, look for trees and shrubs with the Medallion plant tag. Medallion plants, locally grown, the pride of Niagara.
The Hamilton Spectator, at work, at home, or on the go. Read us online, in print, or download us to your e-reader. Get the Hamilton Spectator any way you want it.
Good morning. Welcome back to Terra at Home. Having fun here today. Lots of fun with Chef Mark from La Piazza Allegra Restaurant in Hamilton. We're just taking you completely out of the box here. This is not what you usually prepare in your restaurant.
No. No.
But we're so excited because we're having fun making Halloween goodies.
Making Halloween goodies.
Yes.
You know what? This is a good way to maybe get the kids eating some vegetables and stuff like that.
I'm thinking so.
We're working on making some little either Ninja Turtles or eyeball caprese salads there.
Yeah, we all thought as soon as we looked at it, because of that, looks like a little eye mask. That
Yeah.
they do look like Ninja Turtles.
A little bit of Ninja Turtle, turtle-ish. Anyway,
It's awesome.
now the only thing with this is it's very meticulous and time-consuming.
Anytime you do kind of faces and things
Yeah.
and kids crafty things, it does become that way, right?
It becomes
and you can
that way.
imagine if you were having a full-size adult party with a lot of people, one tomato slice per person.
That's right. You'd be watching everyone that gets
Yeah,
taken
don't you
off
waste
the plate.
that.
That's right. That's
Took me an
right.
hour.
So I'll show you how we make this. So the first thing I'm going to do, I take a little bit of olive oil and we're just going to dress the bottom of the plate because I don't want to put it, normally you put your olive oil on the caprese salad,
Right.
but we're going to put it on the bottom of the plate here. Then we're going to take our tomato, and you can use different kinds of tomatoes. I have both regular hothouse tomatoes and I also have the Romas.
Aromas, yeah.
So, and you can do different shapes or different sizes if you use different tomatoes. So we're going to take this, cutting them about 1/4 inch thick.
This is a good idea though, because a lot of times we associate obviously Halloween with lots of sugar, which we will show some sweet side of this a little bit later on. But
That's right.
you know, it is nice because you are, you know, even if it's just Halloween night before the kids go up trick or treating, you could have some of these done. And my son's a little hit and miss with tomatoes, so you're right. I may be able to get him to eat one
this.
of these.
Yeah, well, if he
right?
sees it, it's, you know, it's a little bit more fun
It's
than the
fun.
average. So what I've done here, we're going to use this as being the bottom of the plate. So what I've done is I'm using the tomato and I'm going to use the one section of the tomato as the mouth. Okay, so we're
Yep.
going to face them the same way.
This looks like he has crazy little seed teeth.
That's right. We're going to take the basil leaf and I've gotten the stem on it and we're going to put that across the top. And we'll take another one over here.
And then of course it gets more intricate from here.
And now this is where things get fun. So a couple things you need. We have some bocconcini cheese. Now, when you're doing this, and I found this out when I was experimenting doing this, you can't have them too large or else it looks disproportionate. So you have to
Right.
cut it down. So I'm going to trim the tomato, or the bocconcini I should say, nice and small. I'm going to do all the edges first. And I'm going to split this one in half.
People better appreciate these.
And we're going to cut it again. So this is going to be what we're going to base our eyeballs on. There and there, and we'll use this one here, and we'll use this one here.
As you say, at least you can get away with different shapes and sizes. They don't have to be like
They
a
don't have to
round
be
eyeball
perfect.
and-
That's right. A straw.
Wow.
You need a straw to poke a hole. Take out some of that cheese. You can see it coming out there. This is something that if I have to do again, I'll be calling you to do. Since
Oh,
you
really?
know how to
Okay.
do
I
it because
do
I
like
don't know.
the crafty stuff, that's for sure.
And then you can use, I have olives here, pitted olives. Do not buy the ones that have a pit. They're almost impossible to deal
So
with.
you tried that already?
I've tried that as well, yep. There's a lot of trial and error when you start playing with your food. And this goes against everything that I was ever told as a kid not to play with your food.
Right.
This one you have to
There
play
you
with your
go.
food. And, then you
And as a
poke
chef,
out.
you're not one of those chefs that play with your food either, so.
No, I'm about getting it done, and
Mm-hmm.
and you put the olive inside the hole that you made from the bocconcini.
So you made a hole in the bocconcini, then you stick the straw into the olive, and
Into
you
the
pull
olive,
out that same
and then you
piece.
squeeze
size
it
of the
out.
hole.
There you
Oh
go.
my goodness.
And then you fit it in there.
It is fun though, because again, you can get the kids involved, and a lot of times when they're
Yes.
involved in their food, they will eat it. And it just makes for, I like that idea.
So we'll do that. We'll
And
turn
it
this over
forces
this
you
way.
to kind of start to think, okay, what else can I do here? Like, there are lots of options with things, you know.
There are some really creative things that you can find on the internet that
Mm-hmm.
will turn food into fun.
Yes.
I try avoiding those sites, or else I end up doing this.
We're going to get you to do this more often now.
I have a feeling.
We like it. We know you're having so much fun with this.
So I'm going to do the round ones, and
Mm-hmm.
then the round ones I did it with a black olive instead. Same thing, same idea. Poke the cheese,
Yep.
take out that, get your olive out.
Oh my gosh. It is slightly tedious, but
It is slightly tedious, and then what I do is I always put the skin side up because the skin's got a little bit of that shine to it,
The
where
shine, yeah.
the core of the olive is not as shiny. We'll take that.
yeah, these ones actually look really good with the round of the eyeball like
The
that. the
round,
little-
yep. You got your little pupil in the middle there.
Very cool. So obviously, again, we were talking about the fact that, you know, you can go from vegetables, but, you know, there's always a little bit of sugar involved. So we're going to be making some some sweet options as well, and you got really creative with that for us too, right?
I did.
You're making bones?
We're gonna make some bones. So what we're gonna do is when we come back from the break, we have some pretzels there, we have some mini marshmallows, and then we have some white chocolate over here. And the white chocolate is just on a double boiler right now. We're just melting it down, and we're gonna make some really neat, intricate little bones out of this.
That's the thing. So you're trying to think through Halloween. Okay, what, you know, we're looking at, you look at crazy teeth and eyeballs, you're looking at spooky faces and bones and skulls. And so you have to think about all of the objects associated with Halloween, and then think, how can I sort of replicate it by using food?
That's right.
Which makes fun, and then everybody wants to eat it, right? Or some things maybe not, like bones. But you had fun with pretzels, so what we'll do is we will take that quick break. We'll let you continue to making these, because I know you're having a really good time with it.
This is good times.
And there's a really big store here right now at TERRA, and everybody wants some. So you keep going. You keep going. We'll be right back after this quick break. Please stay with us. When I dream in color. When I think of color, I think of TERRA. Make your dreams come true at TERRA, where color lives.
You've sat under them and built forts in them. You've swung from them and fell out of them. You've even fallen in love under them. Trees have always held a special place in our hearts and memories. A natural beauty, trees will grow with you and your family and bring color and nature into your world. For your assurance of quality, look for trees and shrubs with the Medallion plant tag. Medallion plants, locally grown, the pride of Niagara.
Welcome back to TERRA at Home, back with Chef Mark from La Piazza Allegra, and we need to talk about your cute little tomatoes you made. So again, it's all about Halloween fun right now with food. And again, you weren't raised to have fun with your food, but we are forcing you to do this right now. You're actually, this is great. So you finished up these cute little faces, and I love this little guy here because you're saying using different sizes, and maybe the little ones will actually attempt to eat some vegetables. So it's good.
That's right.
It's
yeah,
good.
That was a Roma tomato on that one. So the other ones were the hot house, and the Roma tomato, he's got little teeth.
And he looks like he has little teeth and
everything. That's right.
So cool. Now we're going to move on to some sweet stuff.
Yeah. So
and you're making bones.
We're making bones. So what we have here, pretzel stick.
Yep.
Mini marshmallow.
Okay.
And just put one on each end. And this is a great thing to get your kids involved with.
Oh, yeah.
You know, have them put them on.
At a really young age, they can do this. It's actually really good for kids when they're tiny like that, for their fine motor skills.
Motor skills, exactly. Now, what you end up doing is we melted some white chocolate here, and we're going to dip those into the white chocolate.
Okay.
Now, you need to order or buy yourself a new set of tweezers. And it works a couple different things for you. So we use them for this. And we also wash them, and when we get a fish in, this is how we take the bones out of salmon fillet.
Go figure, right? That's what you use.
This is what we use.
And look how great that is. But so you've actually made some ones with using colored marshmallows here as well.
I did.
So the tiny little mini colored marshmallows is always fun as well for kids. You know, and again, it's just like a fun little treat. It's so.
And believe it or not, it actually works as flavors because you got the sweet and you got salty, and the two combination, it's actually fantastic. That's right.
So good. In particular, I'm not a huge fan of white chocolate, but I particularly like white chocolate with pretzels. It tastes so good.
Yeah.
So again, this is just a fun idea. Just get the kids and really just, think outside the box when it comes to this stuff, and just creating, if you're having a little party or just something fun for the kids. But they do kind of look like little chicken bones.
Yeah. And then what you do is put them on parchment paper. You can put them into the fridge for about half an hour, and they'll solidify for you. If it's fairly thick and it's fairly cool, you're doing it outside or something like that.
Sure.
Go straight onto the plate here. They will stick if you do this, though.
Right.
These will start to clump together. But,
of course,
you build yourself a little bone pile.
I love it. Very good. Well, thank you so much. Happy Halloween to you, Mark. We always love having you on the show. This was fun today. That's it for now. Have yourself a great weekend.